Awesome. Okay. So, Rihanna, hopefully you had a chance to go and do a little bit of homework. I know it wasn't a massive amount of time, but it maybe was enough time for you to focus on using this next session to really brand this product that you're getting out there. So really create the reputation for it. What I'd suggest is that, Rihanna, if you just focus on one of those panes for now, because you can always come back to obviously watch this as the replay, and also looking at just one particular statement. So if you know that these kids aren't engaging with books, then there'll be something that they are engaging with, and really that's what you want to get to, is that universal agreement at the very top. So okay, now we are going to go into a session which is so exciting. This is so exciting, and I know that some of you have been going through the sprint that Jamie and Tom have delivered in the last week in the Brand Builders Club. And Caroline, like I said at the beginning, Caroline not only created one bot, she's created 3. She's just like going crazy with all these different bots because it's just so powerful. But how can you use it in your business? So I'm going to introduce you over now to Jamie, who's coming to you live from Savannah in Georgia, and looking very gorgeous for this time of day. It's fairly, what is it, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon for you, or something like that?
Yep, 2 o'clock here. So I spent the last 4 days driving about 1,700 miles. So I slept really good. I slept in and got up and showered and decided to get beautiful for everyone.
Yay, you're always beautiful. So Jamie, I'm going to hand over to you, and then Jamie, you're going to hand over to Dennis. So at the end of Jamie's session, Jamie's going to you're going to go on a little break in between Jamie and Dennis, and then we'll come back, and I will be back during his presentation. So I'm going to disappear for a while. I've got some family stuff to do, and then I'll be back. So Jamie, over to you.
Thank you. Yay. All right. So, so you have been talking about words to use and how to use them in video, right? Is that what's happened so far, Sammy? Cool. All right. And we got lots of folks on the call. I love seeing all these folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There's some names I don't recognize. So let me tell you who I am first. My name is Jamie Gilleland. I am Sammy's partner in the business. I am a digital marketer by trade, so I help create sales and marketing automation, membership sites. I built the Brand Builders Club site and several others like it. So that's what I do, is I work with global change makers who are looking to increase their audience and communicate better with their audience. So today we're going to talk about automation is my thing. So some people call me the automation queen. They call me all kinds of other things too, but we'll stick with the automation queen for now. So we're going to talk about, let me get my PowerPoint up and started. Now, because I do have it set up over here, so I can look at the images, but because my screen itself is going to have the PowerPoint on, I'm not going to be able to see the chats. So if you have something that you want to do, feel free to unmute yourself. Keep yourself muted while we're presenting so it keeps the noise down. But unmute yourself and ask a question. I may say that's a great question and I'm going to get back to that. Or I may say, I may answer it right then. So that's kind of how we're going to roll with this. And hang on, let me get my screen shared. It's always fun adding in the elements of multiple screens and all kinds of things. All right, so this is the one I want to share. Let me go back here and go to my PowerPoint and show. All right, can you guys see my PowerPoint? You can. All right, perfect. So we're going to talk about Facebook Messenger and how to automate Facebook. Now, on your break, true answer, and go ahead and because I can't see anything, go ahead and unmute and say yes or no. How many of you at some point, and probably in that 10-minute break, picked up your phone and looked at your messages, whether they were chat, they were WeChat, they were Facebook Messenger, whatever. Anybody, any hands up on that?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Lots of us, right? Oh, we got some chat stuff going on too. So good. All right. So you did. And guess what? You were, let's get this going. There we go. You were not alone. This is a chart of what the daily, I'm trying to open up the chat over here too, of what the daily activity on WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger are. Now, if you look on the bottom here, notice this is monthly active users in millions. That's 1.5 billion people are using WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger on a regular basis every month on what's going on. All right, I got guilties, good. I got all kinds of stuff in there, so good. So, so you are not alone, Corinne, or anybody else that's using it. And guess what? Who owns WhatsApp? Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, yeah. So all of this stuff. So he has got the corner of the market of everybody out there using these apps. Now, with today's world, I can show my age for a minute, right? When I was growing up, we had to use the telephone to call somebody, or mail that we would put a postage stamp on. We didn't have instant two-way communication. Life was a little slower then. We responded to things differently. Today, people expect instant, I mean seconds, instant communication. So we have to look at how our clients want to communicate, and we have to talk about how we want to change what we're doing. So the way they're interacting has changed. We can't handle phone calls or, and God forbid, if you're dealing with millennials, they don't even want to talk on the phone. I just spent a couple of days with my daughter going up to Ohio for some job interviews. And I at one point we were talking about something and I said, well, why don't you call them? And she's like, Mom, you have to have permission to call. I was like, no. So it's, you know, the world, the millennials and the way the world is interacting is different. 61% of the 18 to 44-year-olds prefer to chat versus any other, telephone, mail, anything else. And they like short and sweet conversations. That's where all the LOLs and all of the whatever those things are, the short versions are, as well as emojis. They like visuals. So just the, you know, smiley face with the tears, that says a whole world of things to them instead of them typing. They want short and sweet messages. They want, 70% would rather chat with a business than a phone call or email. Again, instant communication. And 1.4 billion users monthly, it's actually 1.5 now, on Facebook, 1 billion on Instagram, and customers love messenger apps, right? So if that's what they want, then the way we have to market has to change. We need to have meaningful two-way communications between you and your client. You need to leverage the data to get personal with them. We need to be able to send the right message to the right person at the right time. So here's the example I use on that all the time. I had a client come to me, they did skincare products. I said, who's your client? And they said, anybody with skin. I said, okay, I understand that. However, there's different markets within that. There are my teenagers who are concerned about acne. There's me who's concerned about anti-aging, right? If I send an anti-aging message to my teenagers, they're gonna look at me like, what are you talking about? And not have the right message. So we need to know who it is we're talking to and how we're sending those messages. Sammy may have talked earlier, and we've talked about it in previous events, sifting and sorting, making sure you know who your clients are, what tags fit them, what categories they're in, what buckets they're in. There's different language different people use, but that's what we want to make sure we're looking at. And once we have that data, once we know what it is that they've clicked on something, or that they've asked for something, or that they've downloaded something, now we have intelligent data that we can use we can use AI to start responding to those questions automatically. What does that do, guys? How much freedom does that free up? Stupid questions and things that, okay, so how many of you, and put it in the chat for me again, I got the chat up now. How many of you have the same question asked over and over and over, or you're sending the same email out over and over and over? Do you see that? Come on, give me some love on the chat. Yep, Lubna, good. Lauren, yep. So it's something that we do. And when you do, if you've done my automating the customer journey, yep, high five from Rihanna. If you watch the automating the customer journey sprint that I did, it's in the, I forget which builder it's in. One of the things I have you do in there is keep track, the activity tracker. I have you track for 2 weeks, everything you do. And you start, when you do that, you start to realize trends, that you're doing the same thing over and over and over. And that when you add up all the time that you spend doing that, it can amount to massive amounts of time. So we want to make sure that we're eliminating all the extra stuff that you don't have to do, that you can answer simply, and allow you to do the personal interactions better. That's why automation works. If you just automate everything and it's just massive automation, we hate calling and getting the dial 1 for sales, dial 2 for whatever, right? I hate that as much as you. That's not what I call automation. That's stupid automation. We want real personal automation, stuff that's going to help people get the answers they want, the right message at the right time, right? So that's what we're all about, and really putting your time in to the personal aspects of the business. So let me ask this question. Most of you have seen Sammy on Facebook and all the stuff that's going on, all the emails that come out from her. You would think that she lives, eats, and breathes 24/7 on the computer, right? Would you say that? Well, she's not 24/7. She's a little more, we're trying to get her off of some of it. But Lubna, good, not anymore. So we've automated a lot of it, right? So a lot of it happens and you guys think you're actually talking to Sammy. And sometimes you are, and sometimes you aren't. So it's amazing what we can do with artificial intelligence. So we want to help you to exponentially grow as well, correct? All right, Corinne, she is. Okay, so now, when you have an opt-in on your website, typically this is what you've been told, right? You can only ask for an email address, because if you ask for any more, oh my God, they're not gonna give it to you. They're gonna run the other way. You're gonna get less people, blah, 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 blah. How many of you have heard that? Yeah? I'm looking. You know, it's so strange when I don't have people in the room. So you got to give me some love on the chat, guys, so I see what's going on, or talk to me. Cool. So yes, Tony, good. So we've got folks. That's what, heck, for a couple of years, I was telling people that. The more you ask for, the less you're going to get, because people don't want to give you their information. Well, you know what I've decided since then, and it's worked geniusly. After I looked at all of those emails and I saw Donald Duck and explicitives that I won't repeat here on a recorded call in people's emails, I realized that it doesn't matter what you ask for. If they are going to fool around and do stupid stuff, they're going to do it anyway. So ask for the information you want and get the people that are really serious. I don't care that you have 1 million people in the top of your funnel. If you're only looking for 10 quality people, let's get 1,000 that are really interested and put them into the 10 that you really want, right? It's a numbers game, yes, but the numbers count for the real numbers, not the inflated, stupid stuff. So let's make sure we're doing that. So, but in typical marketing, this is what you've been able to get, right? Now, what if I told you that you could get all of this? First name, last name, gender. So would you talk to women differently than you would talk to men in your business? Their profile pictures, so you kind of know who they are. Age range. Now, that's of course assuming that they've put real current profile pictures up. If when I had a real estate company years ago, my real estate agents would be, you know, in their 60s and 70s, and they'd be putting pictures of when they were in their 20s. So the profile picture isn't truly accurate, but it's pretty close for most people. Time zones, preferred language, that's a big one for folks that are in multiple language countries, or communicating on a global basis, which we all want to be and are, right? When they visited your website last, what their location was, what place they visited on the site, how many they visited, how long they spent on pages. And if you have a shopping cart, having the ability to, to know what products they've looked at, how many, whether they've looked at certain prices, whether they're shopping, so that we can go back and do the abandoned cart type of thing. How many of you have tried to buy something on Amazon, you stopped, and you get that email saying, did you forget this? So those kinds of things to re-engage the customer, those are all available. All of this information, guys, is available on Facebook without ever having to touch anything other than getting them engaged in your bot. Is that cool or what? You don't have to ask for it. It's just there. So cool. I love that, because it adds to the experience that you can provide to your customers. Show me the bot. Show me the money, right, Lubna? When we do this, we're able to really communicate in a way that is meaningful, that is instant, and that is convertible, that we have the ability to make better conversions because of it. Now, a couple of important things to know. Messenger is an interactive platform, meaning you need to have real-time conversations. You cannot just set your bot up and say, click here to download some information, and that's it. They're going to get bored. They're not going to be involved. They're not going to want to do it. So you want to be involved in a way that is giving them value and that they feel that back and forth interaction. It's social media, guys. It's not email. So you want to be social on it. Instant communication, of course, is the standard. We've already talked about that. And you want to leverage your artificial intelligence to understand and respond properly in the way we do it. Now, in order to do that, we kind of have to think through all of the processes in the beginning. So the decision, if I can say that word, decision tree that Sammy was talking about earlier becomes really critical. If they come to your bot and they say, get started, and you offer them an option of how to ask a question or view products or place an order, we have to know, if they do one of those, what happens next. And if you offer them a yes/no question, if they say yes, of course we know what's going to happen. But what if they say no? What if they're not interested? What's the next step? So you kind of have to plan this customer journey ahead of time. It takes a little bit of work up front, but it's going to save you tons of time in the long run. So it's highly, highly worth it. All right. So, and the last point is 75 to 90% of your questions can be automated. Is that cool or what? Would that free up some time in your day? All right, so for this next slide, I want everybody to open up your mics. So unmute so I can see and hear you. And if you've got video, go ahead and do the video too, so we can see what's going on. I'm gonna put the slide up. Yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna put the slide up, and I want you to either pull up your phone, and I want you to either type in that URL up here on your browser. So pull up Safari or whatever browser you have on your phone and type that in, or use your camera. And if you've got an iPhone, I'm not sure this works on a the other phones, but if you take a picture of it, it will open up and say Messenger QR code, open in Messenger. So if you do that and take your volume off, and I want to hear what's happening. So tell me what you're seeing with the chat. Everybody have it so I can take it off the screen and I can see? Oh, I hear some. Tony,
Yeah, this is super cool.
Tony, good. So are you meeting Brandy yet?
Yep.
All right. So has everybody got it? Can I take it off now?
Yes.
Speak now. So I can see some faces. This is Sammy's favorite part. All right. I see lots of folks that are not cleared yet. So I don't want to. All right. I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. There we go. There's Corinne and Tony. So what did it do for you, Tony and Corinne? And Rihanna? Good. Who else do we have?
I see Master Yoda.
All right. So you've got the bot. So you're meeting Brandy. Did you see her pictures yet?
Yes.
Cool. So notice we're playing with it. We're having some fun with it so that it's entertaining. It can't just be boring, 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 because nobody's going to want to be involved in that, right? So we want you to be engaged. Oh, there's Amy Shumstein. Good. So we want you to be engaged. Oops, I went too far on something. Hang on. So what else are you seeing? What kinds of questions are we asking?
Jamie, is there a shortcut I can do this on my laptop? Because I'm actually watching you on my iPhone, so I can't do it. It's the way I've got my laptop.
Yeah, you can do it on your laptop. Do the same thing. Put that link in, and here, I'll copy that link real quick into the chat so everybody has it.
Thank you.
And then, oops, let's see if it'll let me. I have to go out of my PowerPoint to do that. There we go. Copy, and back here, and chat. There you go. Try that. Click on that or type that into a browser, Rihanna.
Okay.
If you haven't done it yet, go ahead and click on that link or type it into your browser, and that opens up our chat bot. All right, there's Miss Amy.
So on my end, where it says confirm the email below, nothing came up. I had to type one in.
Okay. It does not always, and we've just made some changes to it, so it does not always have, it will not assume that it has your email.
Okay.
That's the one thing that is not a piece of data that comes automatically. So in most of our bots that we're building, we're having the option of, hey, just so we can stay in touch with you, would you mind giving us the best email address for us to send, especially when you're doing a download? So we want to send it to you by email also to make sure you have got a copy of it. So what's in it for me, the customer, right? Always look at what's in it for me, not just, hey, I, the vendor, want to have your email address, and then they're not going to give it to you. But if there's a solid reason for it. So now we did a couple of things in there, right? We asked, are you a member? What was that doing?
Segueing out your data.
Exactly. Starting to sort our people out. We have members and we have non-members. Members, we don't need to sell anything to, right? Non-members, we want to invite them to a Thinkubator. We want to get them involved. We want them to know about what we're doing and what we have to offer for them. Members, what we want to do is say, here's the next Thinkubators, here's the members days. Oh, by the way, would you like a reminder when certain phone calls are happening during the week? The get shit done calls, the weekly welcome calls, all of those kinds of things. So people can opt in and start to get those messages on there. Some of our clients that we do event management for, that are doing coaching events, and they do like previews before their coaching. A lot of my real estate investor clients do 5 to 10 free hour to 90-minute events. They drive people from that. They sell them a ticket for a 3-day big training seminar. And then at the 3-day seminar, they sell them into their private coaching packages, right? Well, we're switching. We've always used email and text messaging for that, for reminders. Now we're switching to Messenger because everybody has the Messenger bot come up. everybody's using Messenger and they're interacting and they're able to respond back and say things like, oh, I can't make this one, can I reschedule? So we can do all of that interactive, automatic, without taking up time from staff or you yourself taking that time to do it. Is this cool, guys?
Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Rihanna, is that working for you?
It is, yeah, thank you.
Good. And so, and that proves in the event, of course, everybody did it on their phones, but you can do it on the phones, you can do it on laptops, you can do it on tablets, they can do it on whatever, you can do it on the watches. So on the Apple Watches. So you can be communicating with them in all different forms of devices in a way that is just really, really cool. Okay? All right. Any other thoughts and ideas on that so far? Lubna, what did you see? You saw it in London, right? Were you in London, Lubna? She's muted.
Yes,
All
I
right.
was.
You were, good. So you saw it live there when I did it.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So it's not working for you a second time. Now that's another thing to know. When you're setting your bot up, and Tom and I talked about this, how many of you actually have done the sprint so far? Anyone?
Part
If you have,
3.
you got through day 3, Rihanna?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Who else has done the sprint? If you can mark in chat for me so I know who's done it. All right, there we go. Not yet, Lubna? Okay, good. So the sprint is out there, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. And I have Tom's, no, I don't. I turned that off because you've met Tom through the sprint now. But what we've done is we've broken it down into some different days. Now, when somebody comes into your Messenger bot the first time and they click that get started, it doesn't, when they come back to your Messenger, they don't get the get started again because they've already been started. You've already developed that relationship with them. So I had somebody who was in Florida who was also in London, and they said, it's not working for me now. And I said, it is, because it knows who you are. So we had not programmed in a second level saying, oh, welcome back. So that's the next level in this one. This one was just a demo. We are doing some official ones that are launching with the Thinkubator. Oh, you did get the welcome back. Good, Lubna. So we just actually did that this week as we were working on some stuff. So we're building in Thinkubator ones. We're building in membership day ones. We're building in a whole bunch of different things, opt-ins for different courses, all kinds of things. So the mind can just wander and go all kinds of places with this. All right, so let's go back to my PowerPoint. All right, can you see my screen again now? Nope, I didn't share. Hang on, let me share first. Let's see, share screen. Share that one. And now let's go back to PowerPoint and play. All right, there we go. So now let's go. There's a couple of things, and Darian is going to talk about this in his presentation a little later, talking about the 3-step selling system. And part of that is we need to attract the ideal buyer first. Well, we've done that with the opt-in, whatever the opt-in process is that we've done. Then we convert them to a high-quality lead, and then we monetize when they're ready to buy. So those are the 3 steps. And in Messenger, we're attracting the buyers, we're converting them to high-quality leads. That was our, are you a member or are you not? And then monetize those who are ready to buy. Would you like to join us at a Thinkubator? Great, click here and pay for your event, right? So we can do that really quickly and easily. Now, the process in what we're doing with this whole decision tree is you start with a question or an option for them, and you give them yes and no options. When they say yes, then what's the next option? Then it's yes or no. When they say no, is it a yes or no question after that? Is it just another question? You know, what are the pieces and parts as we're going through this that we need to identify? So this is the process that we're going to start to put together here now. One other slide I want to show you before, well, two other slides I want to show you before we jump into that. So this one I love because this is truly a customer journey. So a client browses, they hit your website and they opt in. Now, if you noticed, let me go back to my opt-in here for a minute. Whoops, wrong one, this one. When I'm here on here, notice I have the option here to send it to Messenger as well. So now there are tools, and if you're interested in this, part of it is in the software that we looked at when we got to day 4, I think it was, when we were talking about how to start pushing this out. It was day 4 or day 5. You can add this to your Messenger, to all of your opt-in boxes. So now it goes, in my clients' cases, it goes to Infusionsoft and Messenger at the same time. So now we can automate different actions as we go through that. So let's go back here and one more. So they opt into the site. We have them go into Messenger as well as our CRM, whatever it is. Next, they happen to leave the site. Something happens, right? A child shows up and they need to go get involved with what's going on. We can come back and say, hey, we saw that you were here. They're going through the welcome series on Messenger. So they're involved. All of a sudden, they don't forget, because if they click off your link on the browser, what happens? There's no way to communicate with them there. But in Messenger, we can. So we can start that communication because we sent them there from that original opt-in. We can carry on that conversation with them wherever they are, in the car, in the shopping line, at the swimming pool while the kids are going off, right? At the equestrian center while the kids are doing their lessons. They can still be engaging with you. So there's all kinds of things that can happen there. Sitting at the bar, waiting for a date to show up, right? You could be engaging with them. Now, they decide that they, in this case, this was for an e-commerce example, they decide they want to buy something, right? They click add to cart, but they never complete it. They leave before they finish paying for it. Now in Messenger, we can come back and say, hey, we noticed you were interested in XYZ product. Would you like to look at that again? Or would you like these alternative products that some of our clients wanted instead? So you have that upsell, downsell option right there as you go. They order the product, they complete the process, the product gets shipped. We can confirm something has shipped. You know, if you've used Amazon, they do a lot of text messaging. I guarantee you soon they're going to switch over and start using Messenger, because it'll say, hey, your product shipped. Let us know if you don't get it in 3 days. Click a button and there you go. So you've got that automatic stuff going on, right? So it's shipped, it's delivered. Now we know when it's been delivered. If within 5 days it'll be delivered, or within 10 days. Now we want to go back to them and say, hey, how was that product? How was that service you got? How was the ebook you downloaded? Would you like to learn more about XYZ, whatever it is? Make sense, guys? Is this good stuff? Good. All right. And then you also can do different promotions. So I have several clients and several things that I've opted in for that all of a sudden they'll pop up and say, hey, I'm doing a Facebook Live in a few minutes about XYZ, come and watch. So now we're driving more traffic. Those of you that were, when you watch our masterclass for the sprint, Tom and I, in the process, he was going to send out, he was setting up a fake broadcast. And I said, Tom, let's use this and let's send a broadcast out to everybody. Oh, bye, Tony. Everybody that has opted in on the bot, let's send them a message and say, hey, we're live with the bot right now. Whoops. We're live with the bot. And I think, Lubna, you were the one of the ones that came. You got the messenger message and said, oh, I forgot about that. And then you came and you were on the call with us. So it's a great way to get interaction, get live right here in your face now, and they're loving it. So it's good, guys. This is, are we at amazeballs yet? Anybody excited yet? That's right. Lubna jumped in because of the broadcast. Exactly. So perfect. All right. So that's the power of using Messenger in your process, in your journey. Now, do you think this is valuable? Do you think companies are going to start using this? Yep. Here's a couple that are already using it. Apple's using it. eBay uses it. Victoria's Secret, Lego. These are a lot of US companies. But I'm sure they are all over the world. So if it's good enough for all of these people, do you think it's good enough for us? Yeah, I think so. All right, so let's get this started. Anybody who's ready? There we go. Yes, yes, yes. So let's do this. So the first thing we're going to do in creating this decision tree or Chinese menu system that we're going to set up is I want you to get out a journal or a piece of paper, or if you're sitting in front of the computer, you can do it in a notepad or notebook or Word document. I don't care, wherever you can capture this. The first thing I want you to do is let's collect 5 frequently asked questions. So I'm going to pull these up and then I'm going to stop sharing so that we can look and you guys can, I can see the screen and we can do this. So what are some frequently asked questions that people are asking you? So for instance, in my business, people ask all the time, do I have to use Infusionsoft? And my answer is no, you don't. You can use other products, but this is why we prefer Infusionsoft, right? So that would be a frequently asked question. With brand builders, it might be, what is a Thinkubator? And now we can explain a Thinkubator is a mastermind with other people where we're helping you to birth new ideas, right? Think you better, as you guys say in the Netherlands now, right? So we're helping you to overcome some things. So who's got some questions that you are asked on a regular basis? Rihanna, what's one that people ask you?
Are you doing any training courses in my area?
Good. Excellent. That's a very good one. And because the bot, we can know where they are, or you can ask a question. Are you in London? Are you in Manchester? Are you in wherever, right? Are you in the US? Are you in the UK? You can ask those kinds of questions and again, start to sift and sort, know that data. And the beauty, guys, the program that we used in the example called ManyChat, which is free for the basic stuff. There's some advanced stuff that you pay. It starts at $10 a month, so it's a no-brainer. And that's 10 US dollars. So what is that for you guys, like 7 pounds or something? So it's really inexpensive to do. With that, you can set up connections so that they integrate with your CRM. So the data that you're collecting here can be sent over to your regular automation CRM software. So if we collect that we know they're in a certain country, we know that they want to be trained, Rihanna, and we know that they're interested in maybe your, what's your spooks, ghost stories one that you're doing? Is it ghost stories?
Yeah, I mean, that's the one I'm about to build, but actually this is care home staff training.
Oh, okay, good.
Is kind of what I'm doing at the moment, yeah.
Good, so you'll create bots in both cases for the different products as you're creating it. So pick one, start with it, decide on the decision tree, and the beauty of this is if they ask questions that you don't have an answer for yet, or you don't have the bot set up yet, it still comes through on your messenger. So you can go through and find what those questions are. You'll see, oh, this has been asked like 6 times in the last 3 days. That's a new frequently asked question. I'm gonna add that to my list. So you can start to build it and mold it as you go. All right, who else has some frequently asked questions? Corinne, I know you've got some. Amy, anybody else got some they want to give some examples of? And remember, you're all muted, so you have to unmute yourself to answer.
Of course, I always get how much, but I think you just addressed that a little bit. And then packages, you know,
Yep.
which you sort of addressed a little bit too.
Perfect. What kind of packages do you have? You know, how do I do this? What are the steps? What's the process? Pricing. If they're physical clothing, what kind of sizes? Do the sizes run true to size? Are they different? What do these oils do? What solves sleepless nights? What oil can I use to diffuse to sleep better? You know, whatever those things are. Mary Frances, what wine goes best with filet mignon, right? So whatever these things are, and I know Mary Frances does all kinds of other stuff, but she does the wine and women thing, so she would tell me. So what are these frequently asked questions that you can pull in that you can get answers for? They can get the answers they want and need without you having to stop what you're doing to give them that answer over and over again, okay? So everybody got their 5? All right, so the next one that I want you to do is what I call assets. I want you to list 3 assets. Now, an asset can be an ebook. It can be a chapter of your regular book. It can be a quiz. So, Barbara, I think we talked about using quizzes in your case. So that can be something. It could be a checklist. It could be a video that you've given, maybe a free trial to a membership site. Those are all what we consider assets. They're things that people want to get from you that help to create the relationship. So it's typically free or very low cost, something that is opening up the lines of communication with them. Make sense? Good, good. So what are some assets you guys have out there that you're gonna start to use that people might wanna download? They're the things that people are opting in for on your website. Who's got some examples?
My background, my knowledge, my experiences, my shared stories.
Good, yes, absolutely. So shared stories, Amy, in the form of case studies is a good thing. Here's a client that I did XYZ with, and these were the results they got because of it. This client moved from here to there based on the work that we did together as the coaching work that we did. So those are case studies. Those are excellent assets. Good. Checklists. What vitamins should I take for certain things? How do I clear blocks, Amy? You know, what's the process to clear a block? Those kinds of things. Good. All right. Everybody got those? Give me thumbs ups or yeses. All right. Let's see. Yep. Lubna did a quiz. So good. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to put on our list is products, things that they're actually going to pay for. So it could be a strategy session. It could be a book. It could be services, an hour of your time, a group coaching package, a membership program. So what are some of the paid options that you have available? What are they going to buy from you? How are you going to consummate this professional relationship, right? Where are they going to get their credit card out and actually know, love, and trust you and be willing to give you money? Okay, everybody type in the chat or unmute and tell me what are some products.
Yeah, I've got a quiz book that I sell for them, which is something they can use in the care home. I do training courses as well that they pay for. They're my only paid products at the moment.
Good, good, excellent. Very good, Rihanna. Those are perfect examples. Lubna said online quiz and a book. So again, perfect examples. So everybody got that? Got a couple? Yeah? Okay. Now, next on the list is what I call calls to action, digital magazines and prints. Good, excellent, Mary. Those are perfect ones for them to buy. And then I assume they can get kind of examples or case studies of them for the assets, for the earlier ones, Mary. Good. So next on our list is calls to action. And I'll show this whole screen in a minute so you can take a screenshot or take a picture of it, but I just want to talk through it now instead of stopping and starting sharing. The next one is calls to action. Dennis is going to speak after me for a good hour, and he's going to go into calls to action very, very intensely and talk more about it. But a call to action in my world is asking someone to do something, okay? Now, it can be as simple as click here to learn more. It can be download now. It can be schedule a consultation. It can be stand on your head, right? Do the hokey pokey. Those are all calls to action. So what are the calls to action? What are you asking them to do from answering a question or from downloading or selling or any of these things? What are some of your calls to action?
Sort of what you were already saying, Jamie, you know, sign up now, start this, join this program. It's 10 days, join a 30-day program, buy a tower garden, but, you know, call me to help you figure out where we put things on it and what you would need to maximize your health given your issues. Those
Very
things.
cool. Very cool. All good ones. So download, buy this. Good, good, good. Anybody else have something they want to share or have any questions?
I have a question. Sorry, I've only done up to day 3 of this sprint, but does it become apparent on the other 2 days how we compartmentalize all these different questions?
Yes, by day 3, we were starting to talk about quick answers or buttons. So this is where the questions and things are going to go through. So when you have and we'll run through this in a few minutes. Let's finish. There's one more thing I want you to collect first, and then we'll start to build this decision tree. Okay? Give me 1 second on that one. All right. So everybody's good so far, and I see Mary said click here to discuss your requirements. Excellent. That's a very good one. And that will allow them, and in your bots, by the way, you can have them click here to call you, to email you, to message you, to go to a different website that has more information. So your click here can be any of those things. It doesn't have to be a single action. There's multiple different actions you can do there. All right, so the last and final, click here to arrange to discuss your requirements. Yep, that works too. So that is perfect, because then they can schedule a consultation, or you can ask for their phone number, and we talk about this extensively in the masterclass. So day 3, Rihanna, in the masterclass, we really go into this heavily in the sprint. But on the masterclass, one of the things we showed was click here to have us give you a call to discuss your requirements. And then we said, so now this is the phone number we have. Is that the number you want us to call you on? So we're confirming what's the best phone number for us to call you on. So you have that option in the bot as well. So there's all kinds of interactivity and fact checking, data checking as we go through. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So the final piece of this decision tree data that we want to collect, oops, we got some new folks, that we want to collect is the qualifying questions. So I want you to put down a couple of qualifying questions. How do you segregate? How do you separate, sift and sort, categorize, whatever the word is you want to use? How do you separate them out? So are these members versus non-members was one we looked at. Rihanna, are these nurses in nursing homes? Are they teachers in classrooms? Are they parents of kids who are struggling, or are they the kids who are struggling, right? So what are some questions you can ask? And you can ask these anytime you're dealing with artificial intelligence and automation. It's best if you ask straight up, here's your multiple choice options. Are you X, Y, or Z? Because then we know the exact answer for those. If we give them an open-ended question and say, what do you do? And they come back and say, I sit on my hands and drink coffee all day, you're not going to have an answer for that. And you have no way of knowing, the artificial intelligence has no way of knowing what that means. So the boxes, the text boxes that you're going to use are mainly to confirm data or to have them fill in. So for instance, in this case, Mary, call to arrange to discuss your requirements. We might go through a couple of things confirming best time to call you, phone number that you want to be called at, and then give them a box that says, what are some of your specific questions? And then that becomes a box that pops up for the person that calls that says, oh, I see you had a question about this and this and this. Let me answer those for you, and what else can we do, right? So they're building rapport, they're able to know the data they need up front, and they're in good shape. All right, what are some other qualifying questions people have out there? Do you have a car, or are you a walker, right? Do you, let me see, Corinne, do you already trade in the market, or are you starting as a beginner? Do you already have a brokerage account? Again, different questions. If they don't have a brokerage account, now you can recommend a broker and pick up an affiliate fee if that's the case. Lauren, are you currently working internationally, or are you in a particular country? Do you have all of your documents already created? What are some other ones in Lauren's case? Lubna, are you happy? Are you not happy, right? Gospel, are you do you have teenagers, or are you a teenager? I'm trying to pull some more. Barbara, do you have a shop that is running profitably, or is it in the red? Do you have happy staff? Are you happy at work? Again, another one of those. Let's see, who else do I know some stuff about? Rihanna, we talked about. Selena, are you struggling with cancer? Are you struggling with your program, your diet, your health, with your mindset? Are you struggling? So some of those would be questions. They can be yes, no answers. Are you a member? Yes, no. Do you have one of these? Michelle Van Maillart's gonna watch this later, I'm sure. So Michelle, are you struggling? Same basic question that you're starting off with your questionnaire, we can build into a bot. Are you struggling with weight loss, with cancer, with diabetes, with whatever the different things are that are on your list? So all of those things. So green and yes, are you in the green? Good, good, Barbara. Excellent. Okay, so everybody's got 5 frequently asked questions, 3 assets, 3 products, and at least 1 call to action. Are you ready now or in the future? Real estate agents, one of the things I use with some of them are you ready to buy now, in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, in the next year? So you're kind of qualifying, if they're ready to buy now, there's somebody you want to take care of right away, right? If there's somebody that's buying in a year, we want to nurture them and get some more information, but we want to spend the focus on the people that are buying immediately and those a little later. Making sense? All right, so now let's see, what time is it? It's 2:53. We have like 7 minutes left. So who would like to have a hot seat and kind of go through this, and let's talk through some of the ways we put this process together. Don't all jump at once. I'm not feeling the love today, guys. I'm gonna pick on somebody.
I'll do it if no one else will.
There we go, Amy. All right. They do love me. Thanks, Corinne. Okay, Amy, so let's start with a frequently asked question. So what's one of the frequently asked questions that you have written down? Are you there? Did we lose you, Amy?
Can you hear me yet?
Oh, now I can hear you. Yep.
Yeah. Do you think that was like the universe or something? What's up with that? I don't know.
And the universe only has good in mind for you. So let's go.
Yeah. You froze as soon as you said frequently asked, and then I didn't hear.
Oh, no. There we go. So what's one of your frequently asked questions you wrote down?
Okay, let me go back to that. Prices or packages?
So let's start with packages, because prices is pretty generic. I think you'll get that one. So what kind of, what kinds of questions are they asking you about packages? Are we freezing again?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's happening? Okay, so I said pricing or packages.
Okay, so packages, for instance. Now, is everybody else, am I freezing on everyone else too, or is it just Amy that it's happening with? So give me a thumbs up if I'm good, or
Yeah,
no.
I can hear you. Everything's
Okay,
fine.
perfect. Thanks, Rihanna. Okay, so it's good. So Amy, it must be your internet somewhere.
It's
so
cloudy and rainy still.
it could be. Okay, so what I would say in a packages kind of question. So the first one, tell us a little bit about your packages real quick.
Okay, so the products are sort of pre-packaged combinations, you know, a double, a trio, a quad, those kinds of things for the supplements. And then there's also the tower. And so you can do those both together, you can do them separately. And then there's maybe my energy work with and an act alignment.
Right,
Oh,
okay.
are you missing all of it?
So no, I got most of it. So you got act alignment, energy work, and supplements and tower. So
yeah.
In your case, what I would probably start out with is, are you looking for, and then have 3 buttons: energy work, act alignment, or supplements. And then when they click on, so for instance, if they click on supplements, then your next question might be, are you looking for pills or to grow your own with the tower, or whatever? I'm assuming you grow your own with the tower. So then when they say yes to that, then the next question would be, so they chose supplements. Are you looking for 1 pack or multiple packs? You know, 2, 3, 4. And then from there, you could give them the option of, here's how you buy. Now, if they say no in any of those questions, then it might be, have you considered what the root of the problems might be that you're looking for, you know, to solve? And that might lead into some energy work. Make sense? Do I still have you, Amy?
Yes, totally.
Okay.
You do. Can you hear?
Yep. So,
Yeah.
so you're taking it from one to the next and the next and the next. Now, along the way there, we're going to throw in a call to action. So you are interested in the double supplements. Is that something you'd like to buy now? that would be a call to action, right? So you're asking them yes or no. And if they say yes, then here we put the button buy now. So they can click on that button and go right through. And we can follow up. If they've not answered yes or no, then in the masterclass, we talk about how you can put delays in there. So you could say, if you haven't heard from them in an hour, you could come back in that delay and say, hey, Susie, I hope I didn't lose you there. Are you still considering supplements? Yes or no? What can I do to help you with that? Is there questions you have to ask? Yes or no? And then maybe you have a list of questions about the supplements. What do I take if I'm not sleeping well? What do I take if I'm a vegetarian? What do I take if I'm a carnivore? Blah, 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 right? So you can ask the different questions and fill them in. Is that making sense to everybody?
It does to me.
Good, makes sense to Amy, makes sense to Lubna. All right, so let's open up for some questions. Barbara, yes, good. So who's got some brilliant brainstorms that they want to tell us about that they're gonna look at building? Or just have questions on how to come up with those brilliant brainstorms?
I've just got a question that's just bugging me, so I just need to ask. So I think on the sprint you said that this has to be done on a page, not a group, because I've got about 200 members in a private group, but I can't do that within that, can I? I have to use this to get people into that group.
You use this to get them into that group? Yes. You cannot do this as a page, as a group on the system. It has to be, I'm trying to close this so I can see you. There we go. It has to be done on a business page when you set it up. So you can have conversations that drive them into that group, and you can list the link. So like the link I gave you guys in the chat here earlier, you can put that link in your group to get them to engage with the bot, but the bot is connected to the page, not the group.
Yep, okay, thank you.
And one of the main reasons for that, or one of the main things that makes sense to me for that, is if you're doing a private group, the bot is basically open to anybody. So it's a public thing. You don't want it tied to just a private group because it would be only. Now, in the bot, as we talked about in the masterclass, you can say if they have this tag, meaning they're part of the private group, then send this broadcast out to everybody. Hey, private group, guess what? We're doing a live session. Join me in 5 minutes on the group page. So you can still communicate with them in the private group, but it's not solely, that's one flow that you're doing to that private group. You still have the flow that's going to the others. Same as our members, non-members.
That makes sense. Yeah, thank you.
Good. All right, Barbara, how to spend time most wisely to work on your business and progress to exit. Is that what you're building, Barbara, or is that a question? Because I know you're actually building that for clients.
Sorry, I'll unmute. Hopefully you can't see me, Jamie.
Cool. Hey, Barbara.
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fabulous, thank you. We need to catch up soon, by the way.
I know, absolutely. No, I was thinking for the bot to segment, as in what I realized I was doing is teaching people to run a business as I run my business, the size my business is, and that is super overwhelming. So what I've realized in the last few weeks is to break it down and find out whether someone's at what stage they're at, whether are they in it, not able to work on it, and wanting them to get out of it in the best possible way. So, and then where most wisely, and where's the value in that time? Because I think so that's where I'm at, being able to quantify the value of, if you spend an hour at this stage of your business, what's that worth in a year, you know, that hour a week stacked. So that's,
most definitely. In your case, Barbara, you can use the messenger bot as a way of segmenting them, of saying, you know, where are you in your business? You're at, you know, $100,000, $500,000, $1 million, whatever those numbers are. You have X number of employees. And then what are your goals? Where do you want to be a year from now? I want to be at $1 million and I want to have 20 chairs in my salon. So by doing that, now you can talk to them in the language that makes sense. So you're here and you want to go here. There's a big gap. Here's how the process works, and here's the program that we would recommend. Or you're already at this, but you're overwhelmed and you're stressed out. Now you can do it from there. Yeah, absolutely. Making sense? Good. Yep, definitely. Cool. And let's definitely catch up this week so that we can go through some of the stuff we wanted to finish up there too. Yeah, so, fantastic. Good. Thank you, Jamie. You are welcome, Barbara. And Lubna, you said, what if you're starting from scratch on the bot or in your business? Business. Okay. So you've got, you've done your vision, I'm sure. Yes, yes. So you've done your vision, your mission, you know who your people are. So what I would start to use the bot for is to start asking them questions. Do you have some of your products in your mind for the online courses already? Yes. Have you started building them yet?
No.
No. Okay. And that's a good thing because, and go ahead and stay on so we can talk, Lubna. Yeah. Because you want to build around what they want. So the bot is the perfect place to start exploring what do they want. Here's some things I'm thinking about doing. Which would you like, you know, which makes more sense to you? Which works better? It's a live poll, basically. So the polls that you're doing on Facebook, those are only if people are catching it. Here, you've already got them engaged. So start asking them questions. So, you know, like for instance, when we said about Brandy, you know, this is what Brandy might look like, or it could look like this. Do you want to know when we have her finalized? Instead of that, you could say, you know, this is a course I'm thinking of, or this is another thing. Which one is more appealing to you? What would you like to learn from that? What would make that most successful in your mind if you accomplished what, right? So start to get some feedback that way. How does that feel?
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
So yeah, so if you start really engaging them and then use some sort of, you know, whether it's a video, whether it's some motivational, you know, sign up for daily motivational quotes that you're sending through, you can program that in the bot also. So if you'd like to get daily motivational quotes, click here. That applies a tag, and then in that flow, you would set up, wait 24 hours, send a quote, send a message, wait 24 hours, send a message, wait 24 hours, send a message. And you could build that bot out so that it goes out for 10 days, 21 days, whatever the challenge is or the time frame, you know, for 30 days of motivational quotes, and just have 30 of them set up. Yeah. People will send people to that. They'll be like, where'd you get that? Oh my God, that's so cool. I want that. And you're going to get people engaged. And then as part of that, you keep going in and saying, so, you know, what made you happy today? And how would you, you know, what could have made you happier or something? And I don't know exactly what the right questions are for you, but you'll have a better feel for that.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you.
Like it?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So we are 6 minutes into our 15-minute break. I'm going to give you 9 more minutes for a break. And I'm hoping we have, I don't see Dennis yet. So I'm going to check on Dennis. Dennis is going to be up next. And while we're in the next 9 minutes, we'll get him live and we'll come back. So 3:15 my time, whatever time of the world you are at 15 minutes after the clock for you. So come on back, go do your wee pee, hug your dog, give your mailman a kiss. I don't care. Come on back when you're done. Was this good, guys?
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Yes.
Good. And the
yes,
sprint
brilliant.
is out
Thank
there,
you.
so go do the sprint. Oh, I'm sorry, Barbara, go ahead.
No, I was saying brilliant. Thank you. It was
You're
great.
welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Cool. And I'm going to follow up on getting Dennis on. So I will see you guys in a few minutes.